Production support for the weekly special is provided by IU School of Public Health Bloomington, addressing public health needs by preventing disease, promoting health, and improving quality of life across the state and around the world through research, teaching, and community engagement. The Al Cobain Recognition Endowment Fund, established by friends and family of Al Cobain to support jazz initiatives on WTIU and WFIU. And WTIU members, thank you.
A chill has definitely settled across the state, which means the holiday season is just around the corner.
Discover the best ways to kick off your Hoosier holidays. Explore the fascinating art of Raku pottery with Indiana Artisan Christine Davis. Travel to Ferdinand, Indiana for delicious holiday treats at the Simply Divine Bakery. Meet some gentle giants working hard to help spread holiday cheer. And get up close and personal with Santa's sweetest helpers at Whitetail Acres Tree Farm. Journey across Indiana for the events to make your season bright.
And start the holidays with a bang. It's all coming up right now on the Weekly Special.
Welcome to the Weekly Special. I'm Erica Sagone.
And I'm Daryl Neer. Now, Erica, the holidays are upon us, and I was wondering, is there anything that you look to signal that the holiday season is here?
Oh yeah, Friendsgiving. Getting together with your friends a weekend or two before Thanksgiving for a fun, stressful meal is like the best warm-up to the holidays.
You know, I like the pie. The appearance of pie on the scene is great, and then also walking out into that crisp winter day, that's a great sign.
And speaking of the holidays, we want to get something on your calendar for Thanksgiving weekend. The Sunday after Thanksgiving, the Weekly Special will premiere a brand new documentary.
The program will take you across the state, introducing 10 incredible Indiana artists.
From fiber art to limestone carving, woodwork, and sculpture, the artists represent the magnificent diversity of talent in our state.
Let's take a sneak peek at one of the artists featured, Christine Davis, a unique ceramics artist specializing in Raku pottery.
I was always creative, and I never wanted to do normal. And so art was just there. There's something magical about clay. You know, you have to wedge it up and you have to have your hands into it, and it's just magical the way you can start with a lump of clay and start it spinning and it just grows. I'm Christine Davis. I am a potter that specializes in Raku firing, and I used to do high fire work. High fire is work that's like what you would use on your dinner table. I think maybe I was bored with high fire because I was good enough. But yet I loved working with clay, and so when I was introduced to the Raku firing, it's like, oh, this is gonna be fabulous because I'm not gonna get bored because I can't control it. Raku is a glaze firing process that originated in Japan. The variety that you could get out of the same exact glaze and trying to figure out how to make it do what you wanted to do. And perhaps one time you would pull a piece and it would be all copper. And you think, oh, okay, well that must be because it was cold out, or it was humid out, or it was this, or it was that. And then you go from there trying to figure it out. And then you do the exact same thing and the next piece is blue. And you think, okay, now what? Now why did it become blue? You're just always chasing. I think you're chasing perfection, and it doesn't exist, so it's just exciting. It really is. My pieces have a tight design on them, and I think it's just because I like to say, well, I can control this. I'll put this design on it, and it confuses people. And they can't figure it out, and they think, how did you get this weaving on here? How did you get this leather or metal? It's really fascinating. When I do texturing on the pieces, it's more of a meditative thing. If you start on one, you have to continue till it's done, because otherwise the depth of the texture would be different because the clay would gradually dry. I think only one time did I ever try to count how many dents there were. And there were over 5,000 little dents. And then sometimes people at art fairs, they'll look at something like that and they'll say, "Are you crazy? Can't you design something that's sort of like a pizza roller, that you can roll those designs really fast?" No. Then they wouldn't be special. It has to be one at a time. There are some different Raku glazes. Any glaze that fluxes at 06 or 1900, you can use in there. And so some of them will be more lustrous, some of them will be more matte, but they all really have the capability, except for the white crackle, they all have the capability of producing multiple kinds of colors. And I choose to do all three colors. It's harder to do, and I think that makes it more fun for me. It probably makes it more unpredictable, and the designs that I put on my pieces and the way I do it, they're different heights. There's spaces between the glazes so that they won't run together. That all takes time. When I get that all done, then I can Raku fire it. You have to get the feel of how you can get from 0 degrees to 1900 in an hour without blowing it up. And the only way you can get the feel of it is doing the firing and doing it over and over and over. Then each one goes in a smaller can of its own that has combustibles in it, anything that'll burn. I just use newspaper, shavings, maybe pine needles, common things. So you put the hot piece in there and it's 1900 degrees, so everything bursts and starts burning. And as the flames climb up on the piece, hotter areas of the flame seem to burn copper off the glaze, oxidize to different colors, give you random flame marks, or just do nothing and you get lousy color. It's the luck of the draw. And you're either thrilled and you're happy, or you're cursing, because it's one or the other. And so you never know. So it's like Christmas, it's like instant gratification. I think I like the excitement of working with the fire with Raku. With Raku, when I do a piece, everything is because of something I did. It looks like it did because I threw it. It looks like it did because I put texture on it or designs on it. And then it comes out of the firing because of exactly what I did. Even though I couldn't control it, I had everything to do with that piece. And maybe, maybe it's like people, they always talk about, well, I want to do this with my life and leave something behind. Well, those pieces are going to be left. When I'm gone, there's going to be those pieces, and those people will remember me.
See more examples of Christine's incredible Raku pieces and get information about her upcoming shows at ChristineDavispottery.com. And, of course, be sure to tune in on Sunday, November 27th at 6:30 p.m. as the weekly special presents Celebration in Art, featuring 10 acclaimed artists, including Christine, from across the state. Erica, Christine's pieces are amazing, and we're going to get to see 9 other artists and their wonderful work. There are friends and family members from around the state.
Absolutely. Well, Christine Davis is part of the extraordinary Indiana Artisan program. And while Celebration in Art features conventional artists, the Indiana Artisan program also includes foodists. Yes, foodists. And the weekly special got to meet some bakers, bringing a divine touch to holiday treats.
In August of 1867, 4 young Benedictine sisters founded the Sisters of St. Benedict of Ferdinand after journeying to Indiana to teach German settlers. Over the last century, the monastery has been home to over 1,000 sisters, all seeking to live by St. Benedict's 1,500-year-old monastic tradition.
He was asked to write a rule, the rule of St. Benedict that we use today, our charism, community service, prayer, community life together. And out of our mission, we could be teachers, pastoral care people in a parish, nurses. So we don't have a particular ministry per se, but what's needed in the area.
And what the community needed was cookies.
When the town of Ferdinand initiated the Christkindl Mart, whoever was managing our gift shop at the time wanted to have something particular to our community. They came up with the idea of spring early cookies. You know, it's the traditional German cookie served at Christmas time. The baker at the time worked with one of the younger sisters and made the cookies. That was probably the first time we made them and sold them to the public. The first year it may have been a couple 100 dozen. So the next year they would try to make a few more. And these were people that were not doing it full time. They were just doing it when they could.
Each year, the cookie popularity grew, and each year, the sisters came up with new cookies to make, finding inspiration in their own religious tradition.
Saint Hildegard was a 12th century mystic. She came to a Benedictine house when she was very young and was trained by one of the sisters there. She did do work with herbs, so she knew the benefit of herbs. A German doctor wrote a book about her work, and in that book is her recipe, and she said 3 to 5 of these a day help create a cheerful countenance, lighten a heavy heart, reduce the effects of aging, and release intelligence. So why wouldn't you want to eat Hildegard cookies?
Today, Simply Divine's Hildegard cookies remain a top seller, not just at the monastery's gift shop, but across Indiana.
When the lieutenant governor started the Indiana Artisan program, we submitted our spring early cookie with a couple more to be juried in, and that's kind of opened up different avenues for us. Knowing how it went, we thought, well, maybe we can expand this. We've sold them through our gift shop. We have an online store. We've sold cookies to other Benedictine houses, other religious communities. So to be a part of that is pretty special. We have a good product, so it's easy to talk about, and it's also easy and enjoyable to talk about what this community does and why we're here. I wouldn't get in the pulpit and speak necessarily, you know, but this is a very comfortable way to get our message out. For Benedict, one of the mottos is ora et labora, prayer and work. The sisters that do a lot of the packaging, they very much see it as a ministry. They will tell you that as they're packaging the cookies, they are praying for whomever will be purchasing those cookies, reaching out to people in a way that may be a little bit different than a teacher or a hospital worker. The fact that it's made with one's hands it's like being an artist. It's the kind of art that I can do. For me, the whole routine of making something from scratch is saying the work is important, the people that are going to receive it are important. It's kind of that spirit of healing and spreading the word that's special to me.
To order delicious cookies from the Simply Divine Bakery, visit their website at thedome.org. Or go visit the bakery this weekend as Ferdinand celebrates their annual Christmas market featuring local crafts, beautiful decorations, and live entertainment. Learn more at their website. Well, Daryl, the sisters are celebrating 150 years, so those cookies and I think all the festivities are going to feel extra special this holiday.
It's a great reason to head south down to Ferdinand.
Yep.
Well, many Hoosiers across Indiana will be trekking out to tree farms in the next couple of weeks. And if you've ever cut down your own Christmas tree, you know it can be a big task. Dull's Tree Farm has a unique solution.
Shortly after Tom and Carrie Dull were married, they found themselves with a bit of a dilemma. They had a farm, one they hoped to expand. The problem? It grew lousy crops.
So we thought we'd try Christmas trees, and with the intention of planting enough maybe that we could save a little money for the kids' college education. Well, it worked. They both graduated from college without any debt, and the whole tree farm experience has grown beyond what we ever imagined it being.
The Dulls, now with the help of a second generation, have been growing and selling Christmas trees for nearly 30 years, and Tom's always searching for ways to improve the family business.
Here's kind of the conversation, the way it goes between my wife and myself. I'll go home or come in and say, Carrie, I've got an idea. And her reaction is always, you want to do what?
Those conversations have led to a variety of improvements at the farm. There's the ever-expanding wreath barn, the log cabin turned gift shop, and many others. But one of the most unique suggestions actually came from outside the family.
A lady at my church approached me and said, Tom, a lady that I work with is looking for a Christmas tree farm to do a fundraising program with their dogs. And I said, well, tell her to call me and we'll talk about it. So she called me and she proposed the idea about bringing their dogs out to the farm and using the dogs to pull trees up out of the field for the customers. And how cool is that?
Their dogs aren't just any dogs. They're Newfoundlands, or Newfies as they're lovingly called.
The tree pull started about 11 years ago. The first tree pull year we came out here, I didn't even know what to expect. And my dogs, he could kind of pull. But I remember coming out here wondering, what do we do? How do we do it? Where are we going? And then once you're here, things just fell right into place. The dogs that could pull started pulling, and it just all happened very naturally.
Here we go. Our Newfoundlands come. We hook them up to carts, and we will pull your tree out of the field and bring it up here where you can pay for it. Timber! Pull! Good boy. That's it. We also have Newfoundlands who maybe might not be trained to pull, or might be a little too young, a little too old, not in good health, whatever. They're our people breeders. And so we have usually between 50 to 60 Newfoundlands here for people to come up, meet, get to know the breed, meet some of the rescues that are available for adoption.
Not surprisingly, it's become one of the tree farm's biggest days.
Most of the questions that we get via our email or our website is, what day are the dogs coming?
People that have come from all over, people that have made this their annual holiday tradition. To me, it heralds the beginning of a season in a very real way.
And this event, held each year on the first Sunday of December, is for a great cause. The dogs work for tips, and the tips go right back to the club's rescue program.
Right now, our rescue club is covering Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. And that's a large territory. I believe it was last year we took in 69 Newfoundlands. Now, for a breed that's not just all that popular, I mean, that's a phenomenal amount of dogs.
Rescue is important because hundreds of Newfs are left without a home. Either they're put in shelters, they're found as strays, and I think it's up to those of us within any breed to help the ones that need us.
For us, it's a responsibility. If we're going to be a club about Newfoundlands, we need to be responsible for their welfare.
And for the Dulls, it's always been about giving back.
Well, the community supports us, and we've tried to instill that it's important to give back. You can't be a taker. It's just built into us. That's what we do. Helping families celebrate their Christmas experience with a Christmas tree that we have spent, 7 or 8 years nurturing and growing, and then watching the families come out with their kids and building tradition and having happy experiences. It's just a great feeling inside. I mean, it's really, really busy time for us, but it's a happy busy.
Don't miss your opportunity to meet these gentle giants. The South Central Newfoundland Club will be at Dulls Tree Farm on December 4th. Learn more at dullstreefarm.com. Erica, Newfs, I love Newfs, and it is just worth the drive up to Dulls to see them in action on the 4th. I'd encourage you to go.
Cutting down a Christmas tree has never been so cute. Well, while Newfies might be unique holiday helpers, our next subjects have a starring role during the Christmas season and an unlikely home right here in Indiana.
Alice and I are both from Cincinnati. We had met gone out briefly, got married, and we've married 33 years since. One Sunday morning before church, I was watching a CBS show, Roger Carrault, and he was visiting a Christmas tree farm in Maine, talking about it. And we talked about that evening and said, this might be something good to look into.
It sounded like a lot of fun. So we got, like Kevin said, we got the seedlings and we planted all of them.
And then we started selling our first trees in 1990 when they were finally large enough to sell. We sold 37, I think, the first year without advertising.
We learned a lot, and then it became more of a job, a fun job.
We're looking for ways to differentiate ourselves from other farms because, we have very nice trees here, but a lot of other farms do too. So we ended up getting 2 reindeer from an exotic animal grower in Michigan. And our sales went up well over 400% that year by coming out to see the reindeer.
They were so popular that it just kind of grew. So now we have 15 reindeer on our farm. The fun part is seeing the excitement in the eyes of the children because they really are real. They get to hear them, they get to touch them. I mean, their mouths fall open. It's like, oh my goodness, it's a real reindeer.
I think probably the neatest thing is seeing all the little kids, when they get here who've been here before, they run out and go straight to the reindeer pen, and they know all the reindeer's names by heart from the previous year. And the parents are amazed, how can you remember so many reindeer, what their names are? So they asked me, are they correct? I said, yeah, they've named every one of them. So it sticks with them, so they've got memories, lifelong memories of coming here, just like we have those memories of them coming here.
I think that there's a connection between me and the animals. They each have their own personality, just like your children. You raise them all the same and they're all different.
Health-wise, our reindeer are in excellent health. We treat them very well. Training them and everything. We have to train their hooves a lot. That's the tendons in their legs, like up on the rooftop, click, click, click. That's where that comes from.
What the ankle clicking is their tendon snapping on their ankle bone. That's really what that is for the animal. For us, it's what we hear on our rooftop. I think I really do just enjoy interacting with them. It's just very relaxing, very calming for me to be out here with the animals. And I get lost. I kind of forget what else I was supposed to be doing that day, and I just spend my time with my animals. And this is my release, I guess, my therapy, my quiet time. I really enjoy that bond that I have with the reindeer, and I just love to share it with everybody.
Become great friends with a lot of our customers, and a lot of them say that we've become part of their Christmas tradition. And then I tell them in return, they've become part of our tradition.
But just to see these animals, they're just majestic. It's magic. When you see them, it is magic. It's Christmas magic.
So you're not coming out just to get the tree, you're making an event. Our philosophy is anybody can sell you a tree. What we're trying to sell you is the experience of getting the tree.
It's a really heartwarming experience to add some true joy to the lives of these people.
The farm will be open for visitors starting this weekend. Learn how you can meet Santa's helpers in person at whitetailacrestreefarm.com. Well, Daryl, I love, love, love that we have these sweet reindeer right here in Indiana. It feels very unexpected and magical.
Well, I still want to know how they fly.
Well, that's all the time that we've got for tonight.
Well, before we leave, we're going to hear from a past In Tunes guest who'll be performing at the Indianapolis Holiday Jams. Let's hear some holiday tunes from Julia Kahn.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. The fireside is blazing by, we're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Oh. Shake my hand, shake my hand. Presents and cards are here, my world is filled with cheer and you this Christmas. And as I look around, your eyes outshine the town, they do.
Production support for the weekly special is provided by IU School of Public Health Bloomington, addressing public health needs by preventing disease, promoting health, and improving quality of life across the state and around the world through research, teaching, and community engagement. The Al Cobain Recognition Endowment Fund, established by friends and family of Al Cobain to support jazz initiatives on WTIU and WFIU. And WTIU members, thank you.